entertainment. Now that we got all that crap out of the way, let's talk about two things. Let's talk about Battleground coming up tonight on pay per view, and let's also talk about the return of Six Sides. And the main event has been waiting a long time to see the six-sided ring before you. Now, we're going to talk about that first, and then we're going to talk about Battleground at the very, very end of this program. Now, for years, for a very long time, sorry, just had to do that. But the six-sided ring has been something very, very special to TNA wrestling. Now, when I first saw the TNA wrestling back in 2004, I saw something that looked, it was wrestling, but it had a different ring to it. It looked a whole lot like an octagon of some kind, but it was a six-sided, I guess a hexagon, I think that's what it's called, hexagon. When I saw that, that was the most unique thing I saw in the company, was the fact that the ring was a whole lot different. Now, that ring has been here for a long, long time. Mostly when you see something like that, especially when a ring like that, for any pro wrestling fan out there to know that ring has been out even before TNA came up with it. And anybody that knows it knows that the ring appeared in Mexico many, 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 many times. I have seen several of the AAA televisions, the AAA deals that come on TV. My mom would always, watch something on, I think it's Univision or Telemundo or one of those. You change it, it's on a Saturday in the morning or in the afternoon. You change the channel, and they would have two different rings. They would have, the regular four-sided ring, and then they would have the six-sided ring. So, it was very, very unique, and I was very, very, very interested in that. And then when TNA came up with the concept for a six-sided ring, I was like, wow, I was impressed. They came up with six sides of steel. It was pretty much, perfect for the Ultimate X. And then all of a sudden 2010 rolls in, and that's when Hulk Hogan pretty much eliminated, him and Eric Bischoff eliminated the six-sided ring. And, personally to me, I was really, really upset about that because, I felt the six-sided ring is what made TNA. I felt that the six-sided ring is what brought more excitement into TNA wrestling. You bring a four-sided ring back, and it's like, and this is the truth. I think even though TNA had some great matches with the four-sided ring, I think the six sides brought the excitement back into TNA. Now, 6 years or 4 years later, this is 2010, when the whole six-sided thing was gone. We're in 2014, and it's been 4 years since six sides have ever been around. Then I got a chance to see Impact Wrestling and saw the six-sided ring in New York City for the very first time in many years. Now, keep in mind, I want for everyone to know about this, because if you've kept up with your Twitters, you kept up with your Facebook, you know the whole story. Now, you guys know, straight up, that this was a taped show, okay? This was a taped show because during the time when the fans agreed for the six-sided ring to happen, this happened, I think, 2-3 weeks prior to when this showed up, okay? Nobody saw that. I think everybody saw what was going to happen. Some people did see the matches, and others didn't get a chance to see it, and I was one of them. Even though there were certain pics and certain things that were posted that we already knew was going to happen, it happened. Like for instance, the reunion of Team 3D, the reunion of Devon and Bully Ray. It was good to see that. First of all, it was very, very good. And personally, if they reunite, I think it's going to be for one more match. And if it's for one more match, it needs to be for the tag team title so they could be an unprecedented 24-time tag team champions. That should be something to look forward to if it happens. Now, six-sided ring, I'm sorry, comes back, and then you see Taz coming up on the balcony right there. It's pretty much home for him when it comes to New York City. Bully Ray comes in, Tommy Dreamer comes in. It was like an atmosphere like crazy. I was expecting a little bit of a wilder crowd, a little bit, but You know, it was loud, it was big, but wasn't what I was expecting. But everything took place. The six-sided ring is back in TNA wrestling, and I'm very, very happy for that. And all I could say is, I saw everything. I knew that Austin Aries was gonna, still hold on to his championship in over in TNA. He kept it, and then this whole little battle with Sonata and Cowboy James Storm, which you practically see the battle between the Great Muta and James Storm. Anybody can see that. I mean, James Storm will probably have his match with Sonata, but he wants his match with the Great Muta. And anybody that knows who the Great Muta is, he is a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He has faced off against some of the greatest superstars in the history of this professional wrestling, from the likes of Sting, from the Total Package Lex Luger, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. He's had many matches with him. I believe, who else did he had a match with? There's a few other people in particular that I know the Great Muta has had matches with. I know that he was a former World Television Champion. He was one of the greatest champions of all time. I love the Great Muta a whole lot. He was one of the Japanese wrestlers that I truly admire and respected so much. And there were others that pretty much followed, the Great Muta in his career. I mean, Tajiri's a big example. He was in ECW a long time ago. He was a great professional wrestler, and he was the one that did the Green Mist as well. He pretty much emulated from the Great Muta in every way possible. So could we see a possible matchup between the Great Muta and James Storm? That's a possibility. Can't wait for that. And also the title match between Bobby Lashley and Jeff Hardy. Well, we pretty much know what happened there anyway. For anyone that saw this already, Bobby Lashley wins his match. Jeff Hardy, didn't get his opportunity, and it went all down from there and stuff like that. And then we saw the ending of the show where Team 3D brings the table. Actually, it was Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray that brought in the table. Dixie Carter was thinking there was no way they were going to put it through a table, which I was hoping for that to happen that night. But apparently there's a hit list, a table hit list that Bully Ray's got together. So they all thought they were going to jump on Bully Ray, and then here comes Devon. Devon shows up, nails Rhino, and then goes ahead, brings out the table. It's a Team 3D moment. Dixie Carter is pretty much out of the way, and EC3, Mr. Hardcore, Mr. Icon of America, Mr. Nothing As Bitch Moronic Idiot, is left all alone with Team 3D, and then before you know it, the Dudley Death Drop. Right through a table. Classic Team 3D. I digged it. It was a tremendous show, and all I know is, Impact Wrestling was good. From seeing the championship matchup to seeing the X Division championship go down. And I think that's about it. But I know there's a little bit more. And I know that all of us had already saw what was going to take place in every way possible. So there's no big surprises as far as TNA wrestling goes. The only thing I am interested in is Destination X pay-per-view. I'm curious about how that's going to turn out. That's going to happen, I believe, next week. Or actually, I think it's this week. No, actually it is next week. It's Destination X on July 31st on Spike for free. So you'll be able to get an opportunity to see Destination X on Spike TV. Can't wait for that. Now, the six-sided ring is back. That's already out of the way. And today is Battleground. Just a minute. I'm done with that. And of course, Battleground coming tonight on pay-per-view and on the WWE Network. So if you guys get an opportunity, check it out while you can. These are pretty much my predictions about what I know. Now, let's leave out the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. You want to know why? Let me tell you why. Because to anyone that believes that Roman Reigns or Kane or Randy Orton is going to become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, you might as well go ahead and say goodbye to all your predictions, because that is not going to happen. Because anybody with a blindfold or a brain knows how all this is going to be set up. Okay, most of us saw this coming a mile away. Let's see. We all predicted that John Cena would be the winner of the Money in the Bank WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match. He wins it. It's done. Nothing we can do about it. And then months in advance, we knew that we're going to see Brock Lesnar going one-on-one against John Cena for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and that is the Plan C, okay? Plan C. I was hoping Plan C would be CM Punk, but that's not going to happen, because even though he's retired, he's done for the business, and now we have Brock Lesnar. Here's the thing. Here's the stupid thing. Why would you put C on Punk? I'm sorry. Why would you put C on Brock Lesnar? Why couldn't he be a Plan B? It makes sense. Brock Lesnar. Plan B. Fits, doesn't it? But anyways, there's no need to talk about the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, because we know John Cena is going to win it. We know it's going to happen. It's done. It's official. It moves on to SummerSlam to take on Brock Lesnar, which we know Brock Lesnar will be appearing on Monday Night Raw this coming Monday night, so be prepared for that. Now, my prediction on the Intercontinental Championship matchup. From what I was reading and from what I understand, it looks like Damien Sandown's not going to be a part of the Intercontinental Championship match, which is not a big surprise to me, because Damien Sandown, and I've probably said this before, he sucks, okay? But at the same time, I mean, I'd love to see him become I'd love for him to be Intercontinental Champion, simply because of the fact that, you know, just give him a title, have him defend it for a couple of days, and then he'll lose it, and then, you know, before you know it, somebody better will come along and take the championship. So my prediction for the Intercontinental Championship, there are 20 superstars, there are 22 people, or probably more than 22 people involved in the Intercontinental Championship. I'm going to actually, the person I choose the most out of all of them, I know some people will probably think I'm wrong, but this is the person I'm choosing the most. I'm going with Alberto Del Rio. Now, the reason why is because, number one, he's never been Intercontinental Champion. And number two, I think he would be I'm thinking the third or fourth Mexican to be the Intercontinental Champion. I've always felt that, you know, when Alberto Del Rio first arrived here in WWE, I've always wanted him to be Intercontinental Champion first, before he could, you know, go out and, you know, take the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship, because I always felt that the championship, to me, is custom made for him. I feel in my heart and in my mind it fits perfectly with Alberto Del Rio. Not to say that all the other superstars, you know, don't fit the championship. I mean, Dolph Ziggler, he fits the championship as well. Kofi Kingston, he's fit the championship as well. Most of these guys, some of them have been Intercontinental Champion, and others have yet to taste that piece of gold. Alberto Del Rio, to me, will be my prediction, my thought, you know, and I think Alberto Del Rio winning the Intercontinental Championship, you know, that's my opinion. I love it. It would be great if it was him. But I think the real prediction, the real big prediction from what I've been hearing, is Sheamus could possibly win the Battle Royal, and he could unify both the Intercontinental Championship and the United States Heavyweight Championship, which, you know, in all honesty, I think most fans will agree upon this. There's no point in unifying both titles. You know, unifying the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, I think that's one thing, but to unify the Intercontinental Championship and to the United States Championship, I don't really